So, the wonderful watermelon. Now, since we only have another month or so to celebrate, well, that's what we're going to do right now.
Yeah, as part of a decade of DelmarvaLife, we're going back to the day Katie got a lesson on harvesting, growing, and picking the perfect melon.
Jimmy and Lisa, welcome to the watermelon field. The harvest has been happening for quite a while now, and we are going to learn all about it today with my friend Jacob Calloway of the Mardel Watermelon Association. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, great. So tell me when you guys start planting these watermelons.
All right, so typically we'll plant our first crop around the end of April. April 25th is usually our goal.
Gotcha. That's a very specific date. I like that.
Yeah.
You guys are right on point with that. And then how long does it take for them to grow? When's the harvest?
All right, so it completely depends on the variety of watermelons. These here are Captivation. They take from 80 to 90 days from the time you plant it to the time you harvest it.
And then when you see them out in the field, how do you know they're ready?
On the opposite end of each watermelon on the vine, there's a little tail that comes off. So if the tail's green, it means that it's typically still ripening. But if it's starting to turn brown and kind of curl up, that means it's ready.
Interesting. Now tell me, what are the ideal growing conditions?
The ideal growing conditions are warm, sunny, and no rain.
Warm, sunny, no rain. And how has that this year been for that?
This year has been up and down.
Really?
We've had a good bit of rain, but also a good bit of days where it was sunny and 75.
Is there a way to measure how many watermelons you guys grow?
By pounds, you would go off of whatever the harvest is for the year. So when you go back to the broker, you would just find out what the loads were after they weigh them.
Cool. Now, something that I find interesting is when I see a watermelon, I think that they're all the same, right? Like I see the outside, but there's actually different varieties?
Yes, yeah. There's a bunch of different varieties of red seedless, and then they have the seeded, which are a bit longer, or they have the sugar babies, which are a darker color, and they can have seeds or be seedless.
That is fascinating.
And then there's also different colors like yellow and orange.
I've never seen yellow and orange.
Yeah. We actually have some yellows right over there, a few blocks over.
Oh my goodness, that is fascinating. Well, it's time now. We're going to learn a little bit more. We're going to see those yellow and orange ones. Sound good?
Yep.
Let's do it. Take a look at these beautiful, vibrant colors. It is time now to learn about the different varieties with none other than the Mardel Watermelon Queen, Leslie Webb.
Hi.
Leslie, I got to know all about this.
So today we have several different varieties of watermelon here, including seedless, mini seedless, we have orange seedless, and also yellow seedless, and then we do have the traditional seeded red watermelon.
Is there a difference in the taste of these guys?
Some people do say that they find a little bit different taste between the orange, yellow, and the red. Some people say that the orange or the yellow is a little bit sweeter or crisper. It all depends on preference.
So now thinking about me, I would not want the seeds. I would think everybody would want the seedless, but you say some people love those seeds.
Yeah, a lot of people think that seeded watermelons are a lot sweeter. You just have to eat around the seeds. Some people just prefer the convenience of not having to spit out the seeds. Personally, I prefer a seeded watermelon. I do think it's sweeter, but it all depends on preference, like I said.
Interesting. If you had to choose the yellow or the orange, which one would you go for?
I'd probably choose the yellow.
How come?
I just tried them the other day, and I did think the yellow was a little bit sweeter, but again, it's all preference, and you have to try it for yourself.
All right, and we've got this watermelon here to show how it works in the grocery store.
Right, so earlier we had Jacob explain how they harvest watermelons in the field and how they tell if they're ripe or not. And for a consumer, it's a little bit different when you want to pick it out in the grocery store. So here we have a whole watermelon, and when you're looking at them in the grocery store, you first want to look at the watermelons, make sure there's no dents or bruises or scratches. This one looks like it's pretty good. Then you want to pick up the watermelon and make sure it's nice and heavy since it's 92% water. And then finally, the most important step is to look for this buttery yellow field spot where the watermelon sat on the ground and ripened. So when the spot is really nice and yellow and a deep yellow, you know it's nice and ripe.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge with us today. And hopefully folks will find watermelons and eat all of them right up.
I hope so too.
All right, back to you guys.
How cool was that yellow watermelon?
Right,
Jimmy, have you ever had one?
I have.
Really?
I have. I do enjoy them. And you know all the chefs that show up and we talk about the preparation of the food and how you eat with your eyes first? It's different. I mean, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. But it's just different.
I have to check it out.
Because it's already, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta try that. During this past decade of DelmarvaLife, we have come across some wonderful recipes where the star of the show is watermelon.
Let's revisit one of them now with help from the 2018 Mardel Watermelon Queen, Gabrielle Hastings.
Can you help me out with this thing? Because I'll be honest, there's supposed to be so many tips and tricks and good things to do when you're choosing the perfect melon.
Right.
What do we do?
So actually the first thing you want to do is you want to look at the watermelon. You want to lift it up to make sure it's nice and heavy, because do you know how much water is in a watermelon?
A lot, but specifically.
Specifically, it's 92%.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so it's a lot of water in a watermelon. And then you want to also flip it over and look for this yellow spot.
Okay.
So this is a good blemish on it. It means that it's just like really ripened in the field, and it's just created a lot of nice juiciness inside, and
Oh,
it's going to
okay.
be really sweet.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's it? Is there a thumping trick?
No, I mean, some people do it just to make sure it's heavy, but
Right.
through the 3 easy steps are just look, lift, and turn.
And that's it?
Yep, that's it.
Wow,
Good,
I could do
okay.
that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're
Yeah.
going to start off with, I love this. I love your dishes. Everything is watermelon themed, which makes sense. So what do we
Right.
have here? What are we going to start with?
So we are actually going to start over here with the watermelon itself. So this is just a dish of watermelons. We're just going to pour it in here.
And you use a seedless watermelon?
Yeah, you can use seedless or seeded. It's kind of your personal choice.
Okay.
And then if you want to help me, you can put some. We can put some black beans in there.
Black beans. Okay. I like these one-handed jobs. This is working out for me. And then
Yes.
this is
Garlic.
See, you don't think about watermelon and garlic going together.
It's a little different.
Green chilies?
Yes. And there's like different ways you can use this, so you don't have to use specifically green chilies. You can use any pepper or any different thing.
All right. And over here we have onion,
Right.
Onion and watermelon is another combination I never would have thought of.
cilantro.
Right.
Okay. Whoop. And avocado.
Right.
I might need to
Yeah.
scrape it out there a
You're
little
good.
bit. Have you
Just a
do
little
it?
one. Yeah, of course.
Ah.
Thank you.
And then cheese. And
Right.
is this a special blend of cheese?
Not specifically. It's just a cheddar and mozzarella. You can use straight mozzarella or whatever different
I
ones
know
you
Lisa
like.
doesn't really care, but it was a good question.
Yeah, the cheese.
long
I
as
just
it's
love my
cheese.
cheese. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna have you
Is
mix
this my
that
part of the
up.
show?
You
This-
wanna
This is my
mix?
part of the show,
Yeah.
yes.
Here, you mix.
Yeah, you
Okay.
mix it up.
I'm a mixer.
While you mix it up, I will get my chip ready. So tell me about your reign as
Oh, yeah.
watermelon queen. What are some of the things that you do?
So pretty much my main job is to just promote the industry within itself, kind of like an ambassador for it. So we pretty much travel around. I represent Maryland and Delaware, but we also travel around the different states along the East Coast, even sometimes like out west a little bit. Yeah, and just go around like just promoting the product.
Yeah.
it's a ton of fun.
And when were you crowned?
I'm in February.
In February. So what was that like?
It was really a ton of fun. Like it's honestly just like a really great experience in itself. So yeah, and it's like a typical pageant, but we also do, instead of doing a talent, we do an auction portion.
Oh.
So which is a little bit different, but we still do a speech and an interview, a spontaneous question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are the contestants friends, or, I mean, like I said,
Some of
hair
them were my
tugging,
friends.
knock
yeah.
down, drag out fights? You don't deserve to be the queen. No?
No,
Okay.
actually, I mean, a lot of times it's actually just a really great, just environment, and we have a ton of fun with it. Honestly, no hard feelings or anything like that.
How's that?
That actually looks beautiful.
Well, it does.
Yeah, that does look
that
really
would be
good.
wonderful to take to a picnic or a cookout or
Well,
whatnot.
Is this done?
Yeah,
It's
that's all we
done.
have to do.
So that means there's just one thing left.
Get your
best
chip
part.
ready.
You got the chips. There you go. Have at it.
Oh, are you going to try it too?
Can you dip a chip left-handed?
I can dip a chip. Well, not well. It might take me a couple minutes.
Gabby,
but
are you getting in on this too?
Sure, yeah.
Come on, grab you one. Let's have at it here.
the perfect combination of the sweet and the salty. Gosh, that was good.
Do you salt your watermelon?
I do.